warm welcome to our channel APSC Bro. This video is a continuation of our last video in which we are solving the Junior Administrative Assistant Exam 2022 conducted by APSC. In the last video we had done from question number 1 to 20 with the explanations and all probable questions. So today we are going to start our video from question number 21. The first question of this video is again a glaring example of my laziness. ইমান ডাঙৰ কোৱেশ্চনটা আকৌ লিখিবলৈ একদম এলাহ লাগিলে একদম সৰি এটো কাৰণে আপোনালোক আকৌ কওঁ আপোনালোকে একদম এলাহ নকৰিব আপোনালোকে নিজৰ নোটছখিনি বনাওক বহুত কামত আহে পিছত এক্সামৰ টাইমত তো ধুনিয়াকে নোটছ বনাই যাওক the first question again is a match the following type of question which we have discussed before. In the first list it's a list of the dams of India and the second list is the list of rivers of India, so you have to connect both of them. The best way to do any match the following type of question is that pick out the options which you best know. Now see, Nagarjuna Sagar is one of the famous dams of India. It's a machinery dam. Now we know that it is located over the river Krishna, right? So Nagarjuna Sagar is located over the river Krishna. This is something which we know, right? It's in Andhra Pradesh, connecting Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, right? So this is something we know. So A is 3. Now A and A3, this is in two options, option A and C. So we can straight away reject options B and D. So there is a clash now between A and C. Next dam, see which one you know best. Hirakund Dam. It is one of the oldest dam in India and one of the most famous dam. It was built around 1948. It is the largest, Hirakund Dam is the largest earthen dam in the world, right? It's the largest earthen dam in the world, so we have to know about it. It's located over the river Mahanadi. Yes, it's located over the river Mahanadi, and it is in which state? It's in Orissa, right? So D1. Now see, D1 is here, so we can directly neglect option A. So our correct answer is C. Now, even if I don't know option B and C, Matatila and Maithon Dam, I can still do this question, right? Matatila Dam is located in Betua River and Maithon Dam is located in Baraka River. The first question is done. Now, let's go to the second question. The second question is on midday meal scheme. Hoday amar paper kiba na kiba eta ahi thake madhyana bujonar upor. Kobat kiba eta hol, kobat kunba school ekhonar upor complaint ta ahile, ei scheme to ekdom ahiye thake paper. So one of the most important schemes. So the question is, the midday meal scheme is implemented by Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. So the correct answer is MHRD. Now actually midday meal scheme, it had its origin around in 1995 when there was a pilot project for classes from 1 to 5. Midday meal scheme came to being known as midday meal scheme from 2007 when it was scaled up to class 8. Currently the current version of this program is known as PM Poshan Shakti Nirman or PM Poshan from 2021. This is important. Midday meal scheme is also known as PM Poshan. Okay. Let's go to the next question. We'll be doing fast because we have to do a lot of questions. The Institute of Rain and Moist Deciduous Forest Research is situated in one of the most important institutions of Assam. You have to know this. It's in Jorhat. If you have the time, if you are located in any place in Assam, if you haven't visit Jorhat, go to this institute. It is also known for its bamboo collection. It's such a beautiful place. You can go there. It has a bamboo laboratory. It has a bamboo garden. Visit that, you'll like it. Okay, next question. To control degradation and conserve wetlands, the National Land Conservation Program MWCP was initiated in India in the year 1987. Now wetlands are a very important part of your ecosystem, and especially in Assam we have a lot of wetlands. Now recently there is a scheme of Sarovar scheme Yojana, in which there is again a emphasis on the wetlands. It's very important from ecosystem conservation point of view. Now whenever there is a question on wetlands, you have to know about one thing. This is very important. There is a convention called Ramsar Convention This on wetlands, on the conservation of wetlands. It was signed in 1971 in the Iranian city of Ramsar. It came into force in 1975. In India, what happens in Ramsar Convention is that it picks up certain wetlands across the world which requires conservation. Those sites are known as Ramsar sites. In India, we have 42 Ramsar sites. Okay. Now, this record of the wetlands which are under stress, which is under a lot of trouble and which needs conservation, those wetlands are kept in a record. Very, very important. It's called Montreux record. It was launched in 1990. There was repeated questions being asked on Montreux record, like what is the Montreux record dealing with? It's on wetlands, right? Ramsar sites. In Northeast India, there are 3 Ramsar sites. This is very important from your APSC prelims point of view. 3 Ramsar sites. What are they? Diporbil in Assam, Loktak Lake in Manipur, and Rudrasagar in Tripura. All these 3 lakes are very important from the ecosystem point of view, and they needs conservation, right? So this is done. Next question. Linking of which of the following rivers was undertaken recently? There had been a lot of news and a lot of research on how to link rivers, because see, one part of India is repeatedly faces drought. Another part of India will repeatedly face floods, like Bihar, Assam, and other places, right? So what they have thought is, if we can link the rivers across India, so excess water from one part of India can be taken to the dry part. So this will solve both the problems, both the drought and the flood. There's a lot of controversy over it, whether it will succeed or not. We will not go into that detail. But that scheme, under that scheme, recently there was a linking of 2 rivers. Those were Godavari and Krishna. The answer is C, Godavari and Krishna. Now there's a Patisima lift irrigation project under which these 2 rivers has been connected. It's in Andhra Pradesh, right? Godavari and Krishna, and this name is very important. Patisima lift irrigation project. Keep in mind. We'll just have an overlook in this. For the interlinking of river point of view, the entire river system of India is divided into 2 parts, the Himalayan component and the peninsular component. 14 projects under Himalayan component and 30 projects under the peninsular component has been taken up for the interlinking purpose, right? If you see here, the Godavari and Krishna, it's here, right? This place in Andhra Pradesh, the Patisima lift irrigation project. You will see a lot of other rivers here, very important. Narmada and Tapti interlinking has been in news for a long time. Keep one thing in mind. Narmada, Tapti, Mahi, Sabarmati, these are very important rivers because they are the only west flowing rivers in India. You see, all the other rivers, whether it be Godavari, Bhima, Krishna, they flow towards the east. Only this rivers flow towards the west. So it is very important from prelims point of view. There is another river, Luni, which flows through desert area in Rajasthan and it disappears in the desert area. We will discuss this in detail in our geography lessons. Next question. Brahmaputra is an example of what kind of drainage? Annular, superimposed, radial, antecedent, right? So the answer to this question is antecedent. Now what is antecedent drainage system and other drainage system? What is annular drainage system? What is superimposed drainage system? Radial we'll discuss now. Okay. See, there are mainly these many kinds of drainage patterns: discordant drainage and concordant drainage. What is discordant drainage? Now whenever there will be a water flow, it will be along the slope, right? If the slope is in this direction, the water flow will also flow in this direction, right? That is concordant drainage. The water flows in the direction where the slope of the ground is, right? Now suppose if the opposite happens, the slope is in this side but the river is flowing in the opposite side or somewhere else, not according to the slope, that is discordant drainage. Now in discordant drainage, what is antecedent drainage? Now in sometimes what happens is that part of the river slope or the surrounding area gets lifted up. Yes, and the river sticks to the original slope, but the areas around it rises up. It appears as if the river is cutting through the hills and the high rising areas and flowing, just like how happens for Brahmaputra, right? Near the, if you see the Arunachal part of Brahmaputra, it looks like it is cutting through the gorges and the hills, that is antecedent. Okay, what happens? The area lifts up, not the riverbed, right? What happens in superimposed drainage is that the surrounding area doesn't lifts up. What happens is the river cuts through the bedrock. The river is so fast and it has such power that it have erosive power that it will cut through the bedrock until and unless it maintains its slope. So what happens in antecedent? The area lifts up. What happens in superimposed drainage? The river cuts through the bedrock. And in both these cases, what happens? They flow against the slope of the ground. Now, Brahmaputra is antecedent drainage. Example, Sutlej is antecedent type of drainage. Usually, the Himalayan rivers mostly are antecedent drainage examples. Superimposed, we have Sambal River, Banas River, etc. Now, if you come to concordant drainage, you will see what that is. See, it follows the slope. Now see, the slope is in this direction, so the flow is also in the same direction. The main river that follows the slope is called consequent. Now the tributaries of that consequent river, which again follows the same slope, is the subsequent rivers. Yes. Now resiquent are again tributaries of the subsequent, which again follows the direction of the consequent rivers. Obsequent, they are again tributaries of the subsequent river, but they flows in the opposite direction of the master consequent. So these are the examples of types of concordant rivers, right? Now we had another patterns we have seen in the question. What is dendritic pattern of flow? What is radial flow and other things? These are the example of that. See, dendritic, it's like the veins of a leaf, right? It looks like the veins of a leaf. That is dendritic. Radial, there is a top central portion which is high rise, so all the rivers flow out of that central point, so it is called radial. This is an example of rectangular, and the last one is an example of trellis. Okay, this one. So these are the various drainage patterns. We'll do in detail when we will be doing the geography part. Okay, next question again of numerical aptitude, right? The question is, the average weight of students in a class of 15 boys and 10 girls is 38.4 kg. The average weight of the boys alone is 40 kg. What is the average weight of the girls? For solving this question, let us assume that the average weight of the boys be x and the average weight of the girls be y, right? So the equation will be 15x plus 10y divided by the total number of students, that is 15 plus 10, 25, equal to 38.4, right? So it will be 15x plus 10y equal to 38.4 into 25. So now we know one more thing is given is the average weight of the boys is 40. So this x you can put as 40 plus 10y equal to 38.4 into 25. Now if you solve this question for y, the y will be coming out as 36 kg. Okay, so the answer will be 36 kg. So whenever there is a question like this, always try to form an equation. Take x and y, it will easily come out. Okay, let's do the next question. Another numerical aptitude question. A merchant buys equal number of shirts and trousers and pays rupees 38,000. If the cost of 3 shirts is 800 and that of a trouser is 1,000, how many shirts were bought? So here it's given the cost of 3 shirts is rupees 800. So cost of one shirt will be 800 by 3. Yes, and cost of one trouser will be 1,000, right? Now it's given that the merchant buys equal numbers of both shirt and trouser. So if we take the number of shirts to be x, so the number of trousers will be also x. So if he buys x number of shirt, the total cost of the shirt is 800 x by 3. If he buys again X number of trousers, the total cost of buying 1000 X number of trousers is 1000x. All this cost him 38,000. Now if you solve this equation again, we'll get 3800 plus 3000x equal to 38,000. So this will be 3800 by 3x equal to 38,000. Now if you solve this, this will be 10, x equal to 30. So the answer will be 30, right? Okay, let's go. So whenever there is a question like this, ki the clock loses 16 minutes in 24 hours, what does it actually mean is that it is set right at 5 a.m. today. So in 24 hours tomorrow, that is 5 a.m. tomorrow, it loses 16 minutes. What it means actually is that tomorrow at when the clock will show 5 a.m., the actual time will be 5 hours 16 minutes a.m. Yes, whenever there is, if it was gain, the clock gains 16 minutes, the actual time would have been 4 hours 44 minutes am. So it's like that. So it's saying that the clock loses. So whenever there is a time shown in the clock, the actual time is more than that. So here the question is, what will be the right time when the clock indicates 10 p.m. on the fourth day? So obviously the clock is showing 10 p.m. So the actual time will be obviously more than 10 p.m. The only option that is available here is 11 p.m. So the correct answer will be 11 p.m. Right? This is the easiest way to do this question. Had there been another option, if this in place of 12 it had been 12 p.m., then we have to do it separately. We have to do the entire calculation. We'll discuss that later. Okay, let's come to the next question. Again, it's because a long question and everything you had to be written, so I have taken the picture of this. Please don't mind. See, it's a passage type of question. There is a passage and you have to read and answer the question. Okay, let's read the passage. Voltaire, the great French thinker, once wrote, "While we were hunters-gatherers roaming the forests in Europe, India had some of the world's greatest universities which attracted students from all over the civilized world to acquire wisdom. It does not behoove us today either to question their antiquity or authenticity." Okay. Now the question is, Voltaire in the above passage tries to capture option A, the great intellectual heritage of India since early days, the role of universities, the supremacy of Europe over India. There is option D also, which is not seen in this photograph. Sorry for that. But anyways, for this question, the correct answer is A. See, in this passage, what he have tried to show is that when the other parts of Europe were still hunters and gatherers, India had big universities which attracted students from all over the civilized world. Yes, that is, it is indicating the great intellectual heritage of India. That is the correct answer. So answer is A for 30 number of question. Let's come to the next passage. Erosion of America's farmland by wind and water has been a problem since settlers first put up the prairies and grasslands under plow in the 19th century. By the 1930s, more than 282 million acres of farmland were damaged to erosion. After 40 years of conservation efforts, soil erosion has accelerated due to new demands placed on land for heavy crop production. In the years ahead, soil erosion and pollution problem it causes are likely to replace any other problem as the nation's most critical resource problem. So the question is, the author points out in the above passage the erosion in America, option A, has damaged 282 million acres of farmland ever since settlers first put the prairies and grasslands under plow. Yes? So, is this correct? See, if you have to go to this question, here it is saying by the 1930s, more than 22 million acres of farmland were damaged by erosion. Yes? After 40 years of, but it has not said since when. So, this we cannot say. It's saying since settlers first put up. Time is not given in the passage, so this cannot be true. Has forced people to abandon their settlements. There is no mention of abandoning of settlements in the passage, so this also cannot be true. Can become a more serious problem in the future. Yes, This is what is there in the question. See, in the years ahead, soil erosion and problem it causes are likely to replace any other problem. So C is the correct answer, right? So then, next question. Their diet of meat imposes some major ecological constraints on predators. Even an old or disabled herbivore can prolong its survival by feeding on available forage and survive longer. If, sorry, a vast majority of India's cattle are living examples of this process. On the contrary, a disabled predator unable to hunt meets a brutal death from immediate starvation. Now, the question is the above passage implies that option A, carnivores like tiger could live long after being disabled or badly injured. This is totally against what the passage is saying. Passage is saying that herbivores can live longer, not the carnivores. Option B, carnivores may change food habit to survive, which is not mentioned anywhere in the passage. Food and survival have no connection. This is completely absurd. This is not true. So the only option that is correct will be D. Cows and other herbivores will survive longer. That is what it is said in the passage, right? So the next question, if it is sunny, I am wet. If I wear raincoat, I sweat. When it rains, there is no sun, but I am dry. And when there is wind and no sun, my sweat evaporates. In a rainy day, if it is windy and I wear a raincoat, which one is appropriate? Whether I am dry, whether I sweat and my sweat evaporates, or I am wet, or I sweat. Okay, let's see. See, first thing is that whenever he wears a raincoat, he sweats, and he's wearing a. So, in this condition, see, what are the three conditions? It is rainy, it is windy, and he is wearing a raincoat, right? Now, if it is rainy, that means there is no sun, right? That you can derive. So he is wearing a raincoat, right? So first thing is that if he wears a raincoat, he has to sweat. So he will sweat, right? So B or D can be correct. Okay, first condition done. Next condition, if it is windy. Now what happens? When there is wind and no sun, his sweat evaporates. Now it is windy, right? And because it is rainy, there will be no sun. So it is windy and doesn't have sun. So his sweat will evaporate. So out of B and D, which one will be correct? B. Because it is both windy and he is wearing a raincoat. So the answer is B. Okay, let's go to the next question. A journey starts from north towards south. Then there are 4 consecutive left turns. Now the journey is heading towards, we have to say where the journey is heading now. Okay, what is the first statement? Suppose this is north, right? And this will be south. This will be east and this will be west. So he is coming from north towards south. So he is coming in this direction. So he is facing towards south. Now there are 4 consecutive left turns. Now when a person is heading towards south, he is facing south this side. So his left will be this side. So the first left turn, he took a left turn now. Now he is facing towards east, right? He is looking at this direction. He is taking, so this first left turn. Now he had to take another left turn. So the left will be this side, second left turn. Now he is facing north, this direction, right? He takes another left. Yes, third left. Now he is facing west. Now he has to again take a left, right? So he is again taking a left, fourth left. Now which direction he is looking at? South, right? So the correct answer will be south. Okay. Next question. Which is greater than 0.5? Right? Very easy option. See, even the first option itself is 9 divided by 4.5. What is the answer? 2. Which is greater than 0.5? And this has been asked. Which one is greater than 0.5? 2 is greater than 0.5. So answer will be A. Right? You don't even have to look into the other options. So answer A. Right? The weight of a brick is 1 kg. If all the dimensions of the brick are double, what will be the weight of the brick? Now the brick looks something like this. So it has a length, it has a breadth, and it has a height. So this is equal to the volume, length into breadth into height, right? Now weight of a brick is equal to volume into its unit weight, right? The unit weight of something is fixed, it doesn't change. So weight is directly proportional to the volume. If the volume is doubled, the weight will be also doubled. If the volume is tripled, the weight will be also tripled. It's like that, right? Now in this case, you see the dimensions of the brick are doubled. Now volume is given by length into breadth into height. Let the original volume of the brick be V, so it is LBH. Now once the dimensions are double, let the new volume be V dash. It is 2L into 2B into 2H. All the dimensions are double. So this is 8 times of length into breadth into height. So this is 8 times of V. So the volume is now 8 times. Now if the volume is 8 times, the weight will be also 8 times. Now if the original weight of the brick was 1 kg, so the new weight will be 8 times of the original weight, that is 8 kg. So the answer is C, 8 kg. Okay. Next question. Arrange the following according to their positions in an English dictionary. For this type of question, the best way is write down all the 4 words. Praise, precinct, PRECINCT, and PRECEPT. This is the first, second, third, and fourth. Now all the 4 words have the first 2 letters in common. Remove those first 2 letters of all of them. Now you see the second word has A, so it will come first. 2, right? Remove this now. So now there is a competition between 1, 3 and 4. All of them starts with E. Remove this letter. Now see the first word starts with A, so it will come first. Now there is a competition between 3 and 4. They have the same first letter C. One starts with E, one I, one starts with E. So the E will come, that is 4 will come first, then 3. So 2, 1, 4, 3. That is option A. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. Which of the following pairs has some similarity with 36,218? So what is 36,216? It is 6 square, 6 cube, right? 6 square is 36, 6 cube is 216. Now option A, 4 is to 8. What is that? 2 square is to 2 cube. 1632. It is 2 4 is to 2 5. Right? 2 4 is to 2 to the power 5. 25 is to 100. This is 5 square is to 10 square. 9 is to 81. Is 3 square is to 3 to the power 4. Now see, out of all this is the most likely answer because both these powers are same. It is 2 and 3, here also 2 and 3. So the answer will be A. Option A. Right? Next. Saya wakes up in the morning. She finds that the sun has come up. She goes to the nearby park and starts running towards north. Towards which direction will be her shadow? So again it's a question about the directions. Okay. She is running towards north, and because it is the morning, so the sun will be towards east. So if she is running this way and the sun is on the east, her shadow will fall like this towards west. Now west is towards the left of north. So her direction of her shadow will be towards left. So the answer will be B. A student buys a book from an online shop at 20% discount. Her friend buys the same book in a book fair for rupees 192, paying 20% less than her friend. What is the actual price of the book? Okay. In this type of question, it's best to assume X. Okay, let us assume the actual price be X. Okay, so the student buys it at a discount of 20%. So if the actual price is X, she buys it for 20% discount, which is 4 by 5x, right? Now her friend, she buys it for rupees 192. Now what is this 192? It is again 20% of less than what her friend has paid. Her friend has paid how much? 4x by 5, right? It is 20% of that, less than that. That is this, which is equal to 192. If you solve this, it is 16 by 25x equal to 192. So x will be 192 into 25 by 16. So this will give me an answer of 300. So the answer is C, 300. So we have done the second video in which we have done question number 21 to 40. Okay. Revise the questions once, make your notes, read all the important topics we have discussed. We'll come with the next video in which we'll be doing the next 20 questions from 41 to 60. Till then, thank you. Like and subscribe our channel. Keep following. Thank you so much.